Okay, so in this lesson, we're going to solve quadratic inequalities. And we're going to use this graph, which is y equals x squared minus 1, to solve these inequalities. A squared minus 1 is less than 0, and a squared minus 1 is greater than or equal to 0. It's all about how we use this graph, okay? So we'll begin with x squared minus 1 is less than 0. And the graph we're going to use is a squared minus 1 equals y. So the only difference between the question and what we've been given is that now y is being replaced with less than 0, okay? So we're going to identify when this is true. And it is true anywhere below the x-axis, because the x-axis is when y equals 0. So you can see that between -1 and +1, the y will always be less than 0. So our solution is we're saying that x is less than 1, but greater than -1. Can anyone tell me why I haven't chosen the less than or equal to symbol? Yes, because in here, it cannot be equal to. Okay, so for part B, now we have x squared minus 1 must be greater than or equal to 0. Well, again, we'll identify the region on the graph, and that this is now going up from the x-axis here and here. So you can see now the two solutions. The first solution is when we go right from x equals 1, and then we go left from x equals -1, we go left. So our solutions is that x is greater than or equal to 1, which are here, and x is less than or equal to -1, which is here. Does that make sense? Okay, let's try another question. So now, we've got a slightly more complicated function, but the graph makes it easy. So, we have x squared plus 2x minus 8 is greater than or equal to 0. So can anyone tell me, is that when the curve is above or below the x-axis? Yeah, that's right, it's above the x-axis. So, x squared plus 2x minus 8 is greater than or equal to 0 when x is greater than or equal to 2, and it can be equal to 2 because of this symbol here, and when x is less than or equal to -4, which is from here going in that direction, okay? For part B, x squared plus 2x minus 8 is less than 0 is when we're traveling below the x-axis. So, forgive my curve, there you go. So when x is less than 2, can it be equal to it? No, because it must be less than that from this question. And when x is greater than -4. Now this can be quite tricky because we have to read it in two directions. The first direction is x is less than 2, so we read it from left to right. The other part of the statement is we read it from right to left, okay? X is greater than -4. Okay, we'll try one more question and then you can do some. So, now we have x squared minus 4 is less than or equal to 0. So is that going to be above or below the axis for x-axis? Yeah, it's going to be below. So we're looking at this part here. So this will be true when x is less than 2, but can it be equal to 2? Yes. Sorry, less than or equal to 2, but greater than or equal to -2. And the other inequality, x squared minus 4 is greater than 0, will be in this part of the curve as well as this part, okay? So x is greater than 2 and x is less than minus 2, okay? Thank you for watching, and you can download the full lesson and worksheet on my website, mrmathematics.com.